Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti. We focus on spirituality, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book The Art of Positive Thinking by Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj, narrated by Swami Nikhilananda. Growing up in the true sense. To most people, growing up implies that you get older. As you get older, you become more and more burdened with cares and anxieties. At age 25, you may have had just a little bundle of worries. At 50, this bundle has grown 10 times in size, and at 70, it is 50 times larger than the bundle you had when you were 25. This is not philosophically sound. Growing up in the true sense means that you throw off bundles. Your intellect becomes free of the pressure that you have carried from past lives because of ignorance. The more you allow the pressure to dissolve, the more you grow up. Otherwise, you are crushed under the load. So you can see that it is extremely important to know how to handle frustrations, failures, and adversities. If you can do this, then you will know the secret of developing willpower. Adversities are tests from God. When there is adversity, develop the spirit of austerity. It is only because God wants you to be qualified for something great that He gives you adversities. When you want to test the purity of a metal, such as gold, you have to give it a harsh test. You might subject it to intense heat to melt it down a little, or you might treat it ruthlessly with chemicals to determine if it is worth anything. The same applies to the metal in your personality. If the gold within your personality is to shine forth, nature must put you through severe tests. The greater the severity of these tests, the shinier it will become within your personality. So instead of feeling that adversity comes to you because of bad luck, you must realize that God has chosen you for something great. If God takes away everything that your ego wants, then understand that God has a much greater interest in you than you think. He has invested deeply in you. Therefore, develop the strength to wait and watch. Open your heart to ask, what do you want of me, O Lord? This is a There's a story that illustrates this point. Once upon a time in ancient India, during the time of Krishna, there lived a Brahman. Over the years, he had lost everything in his family and was all alone. The only thing he had left was a cow that he would milk every day. Not only did this cow provide him with delicious milk, but she also provided him with the companionship of a dear pet. One day the cow became sick and died. Arjuna heard about this and asked Krishna, why is it, O Krishna, that this man who has been such a great devotee of yours has lost the one and only thing that he had left that gave him some consolation? Why did you take away his cow? Krishna answered, I did it because he is such a great devotee of mine. He had given up everything else in his life except the cow, which happened to be the only attachment that was obstructing his spiritual movement. I didn't want his mind to be attached to something that is going to perish one day. The idea behind this story is that there are two ways of looking at things. If you look at things egoistically, you're bound to become miserable. If you look at things from God's point of view, you see that you are being fashioned according to His plan for profound attainments. The more austerity God puts you through, the greater is His interest in you. This type of feeling and understanding must develop towards problems and apparently adverse situations. Handling disharmonious personalities. Another important point in the development of willpower is learning how to handle disharmonious personalities. As long as you live in the world, you are going to have to interact with other people, and misunderstandings at one point or another are natural. Because of this, you must learn the art of handling people tactfully. This is especially so when you live with close relatives. For example, a husband may come home from work tired after a long and tense day. His wife has been home all day long, lonely, or worn out from doing household chores and taking care of the children. Both husband and wife approach each other with some kind of need or expectation. Naturally, in such a situation, the slightest little irritant can set off an explosion. Therefore, you must develop the art of enduring people who are difficult to get along with and learn to be tolerant of them. Om Tat Sat.